Hello and welcome to today's video, how to create a high converting pop-up inside Klaviyo, a step-by-step walkthrough. So you probably want to turn more visitors into subscribers. That's why you're on this video, and especially turn them into paying customers. So today I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build a high converting pop-up inside Klaviyo, step by step, so you can start growing your email list today. I'm Dan, and I've helped e-commerce brands go from $31,000 to $311,000 in just 12 months, all by getting the basics right. Pop-ups are one of the biggest levers, and I'm going to be building one live so you can follow along. So there's no fluff, no complicated jargon, nothing crazy, just a simple walkthrough that you can follow and implement immediately. So let's dive in. First of all, how can you trust me? So like I mentioned, I've been scaling brands through email for over 6 years now. Just some couple of examples here. We've got 31,000 to 311,000. We've got 120,681. All of this done over a 12-month period. We've got one here, which one brand has an attributed revenue of 49,000 and 495 just from email in 1 month. We've got one here as well, which is 265,982 just in 1 month. So we work with all kinds of brands, big and small. I've scaled 3 figures to 4 figures, 4 figures to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. So just so you can trust me. But let's get straight on to today's topic. So why do pop-ups matter? Okay, so first of all, why are pop-ups so important? Done right, they can double or even triple your list growth with no ad spend required, okay? But done wrong, they annoy customers and they can hurt your brand. So today we're going to be focusing on conversion boosting pop-ups, no spammy tactics. Now, first of all, the concept of a high performing pop-up. So most pop-ups you see today look a bit like this, right? You've got welcome, subscribing, get 15% off. There's some kind of offer attached to it. It could be a discounted offer. It could be a free gift. There's something that incentivizes the subscriber to subscribe or potential customer to subscribe. Here's another one. Subscribe today for 10% off plus free shipping on your first purchase. And this is exactly what you see when you first pop up. Unlock 10% off your order, enter your birthday. So collecting some first party data here, which is always good to do in your pop-up, and then an email address. Okay, continue. Now, I would consider this is how most brands do their pop-ups, and there's nothing wrong with this. You'll get some good subscribers flowing in through doing it this way. But one thing I want to show you is this new sort of style, which is a 3-step opt-in, where you get the customer to say yes at every point in the journey of the pop-up. Now, an example of this, I've got one from Astrid and Miyu here, which is like, would you like 10% off when you sign up for emails and texts? Yes or no, thanks. One underneath here is you've got 10% unlocked, get 10% off now. And then you have a yes or no thanks to an additional 5% extra when you sign up for SMS. Okay, so what's the difference here? What are we doing that's different than, say, these pop-ups up here? Again, the 3-step opt-in is essentially getting the subscriber in their head mentally to say yes from the beginning and throughout. Now, at this point, we're already asking right at the beginning, we're already asking for them to subscribe and enter in their email address. Now, people will say yes, but how about we add a question before this, like a little micro mini yes, so that when they get to this page here, they've already said yes in their brain. This makes this process add less friction to it. They're more likely to just add in their email address. Okay. And this is what the 3-step opt-in is about. And we're going to create one today together. All right. So first of all, let's go over to Klaviyo, and you want to click on sign up forms. Maybe you're using Klaviyo, maybe you're using some other software like Postscript or I know Attentive, maybe even some other kind of software, but usually it works the same. First of all, you want to click on the sign up form, create sign up form, and then head over to templates. Now, templates are great because most of it is just around like how the format is. Obviously, we'll go in there, we'll tweak the copy, we'll tweak the font, you tweak the design so it matches your brand. But templates are just really good to start off to help get rid of that creative block. So I'm going to pick this one here, first order discount on the foodie one. And let's just name it something simple like, let's go for welcome offer pop-up and choose the list that we want it to go into. So in this case, we will pick the newsletter and then phone number list, SMS subscribers. So let's create form. So yeah, follow along and do this alongside me so that you know exactly how this is working. So this is already put in a micro commitment for us. which is nice. It's also added a teaser, which is good. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to go through like the step-by-step process. We're not going to do targeting and everything just yet. That'll be towards the end, but just getting the design where we want it to be. So let's go on desktop to start with. So this is how it looks on desktop. This is how it looks on mobile. Wonderful. Looks great. I mean, so far, looking good. Obviously, we'd make sure the image is different. So you replace the image with an image of your product or brand. Lifestyle images are really good. So if you have a model that's using your product, that's something good to try out here. And then obviously with the headline, we can tweak around with this. So one thing that I like to do and I think works well is ask a question. So instead of like get $20 off, like want $20 off? Question mark. Again, we're trying to get that micro yes. So super simple, like $120 off. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say no to free money. And then you can say here, imagine you're in there, you're the customer. So hell yeah. Depending on the brand, it could be yes, please. But I'm going to go for hell yeah because I'm feeling extra energetic today. So hell yeah. And my brand is like something similar to maybe like Dollar Shave Club or something. All right. So hell yeah. I don't know if that's how they would use their copy, but let's say they do. So the hell yeah would take them on to the next step. No, I don't want free money or something like that. Or no, I don't want to save money. No, I don't want to save money. So right now it's like making it really easy for the customer to say yes. And this is what we've got to be thinking about when we're writing the copy. So when you're writing the headline, you're writing the CTAs, all of this, you want to make it so easy for them just to say yes in their head. Okay. So no, I don't want to save money. No one has ever said that in their life. Hell yeah. I mean, I say that a lot, but in the case of wanting $20 off, yes, I do want it. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I would say this is a good start. Obviously, you want to make it relative to your brand, but this is a great starter here. Okay, and now this is the point where you have them enter in their email any other data as well that you want. So if you want, I know one popular thing is first name. So let's add another block, which is going to be where they input your property value. So you'd add two of these. First one would be first name, and then you create a second one, which would say second name. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the padding. Obviously, you'd make sure the padding is the same across all board. And then you would put this as a required input. This field is required. Okay, that looks good. You want to add another block. Again, you want to do text input, put it underneath, put the padding as 1010, label, last name, surname, and then this would be last name as the profile, and you want this as a required input, and then your email. Okay, great. I think we're there. So just for the sake of the video, let's just make it the same as the emails. There's 140. Okay, and now it's looking a bit strange. It's a bit close together. All right, let's see if we can fix that a little bit. So 10. We tweak this around a little bit, depending on the brand. Obviously change the font and everything, the colors. I'm not going to worry about that just for this video. Here you have the first name, surname, email. The good thing about this is you've already had them make a micro commitment, right? So in their head, they've said yes. To even get to this page, they've had to say yes. Okay, to even get to the email opt-in, they've had to say yes. Which means whatever information you're trying to gather on this page is going to be easier for them. Now, I only suggest if you're going to pick anything, these three are great to start with. If you start adding in more like birthday and stuff like that, especially on this page, gets a little bit tricky. Okay, if you want to do birthday, you could do that maybe later on by getting another micro yes in. Like the example I showed you, you can have this like, does an extra 5% sound better? Question mark. Yes. Okay. Get them to say yes again. So you can really take them along a journey where you just tell them to say yes each time. And then you could ask for, before you ask for anything, you want them to say yes first. Okay. That's kind of the concept. So just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to create a very basic high converting pop-up. And then you can take the principles of this micro yes structure and apply it to your brand in any way you want. So we have our micro commitment, $120 off. Hell yes, I do. Get $20 off. First name, surname, email. Fabulous. And then here it goes claim. Once they hit claim, then it goes on to the next step, which is SMS. Now here for SMS, we're kind of going away from our micro yes structure, right? So what I would do is I would clone this one, okay, and call this micro commitment 2, just for the sake of it being another micro commitment. And then move it. Can we move it? Yeah, we can move it. So after the email opt-in, they go to this other one, which is like an extra $5 $5 extra $5 off. Okay, let's just keep it as this. So now we've added in another micro commitment too. Wonderful, to get their SMS, right? First one is to get an email. Second micro commitment, if they say no here, then they've already given us their email and their first name. So we've already got that data, and they'll go through the welcome series at that point, right? So that's fantastic, no problem. And that's what we want them to do. After the pop-up, we want them to go through our ESP, go through our flows, receive our campaigns. So that's great. I think even if at this point they say no to the extra $5 off, it's not a problem. We've already got their email. Fabulous. Now, the objective of this one is obviously to get the SMS, which is usually a higher converting channel than email. At least with all the brands we work with, we get better engagement on SMS, and that should be how it should be how it works, because it's a higher touch point, it's more personal. So yeah, you'll get a lot of people that drop off here, and that's fine. But the thing that we're doing differently is we're not just straight away going from, hey, thanks for the email, now give us your phone number. It's like, oh, hang on, do you want to give us your phone number? But we're going to make it extra enticing by offering you more money, or in this case, an extra $5 off. Could be something else. You could be like, do you want to enter a giveaway? Do you want free shipping? Like whatever doesn't affect your margins too much, you should add that here. And one suggestion is, if your email opt-in is too high, so if your maximum discount you ever want to offer is $20 off, right, for your email opt-in, then you're giving no room for that extra amount. So what you do, instead of $20 off, we give $15 off. Okay, say 20 is your max. We'll give $15 for the email. In this case, we're doing 15. 15 off. We're at 15, and now we've got the extra 5 to work with for the SMS. Okay, makes sense? So this right here is primed to be a high converting pop-up. You've got your 2 micro commitments in between the email opt-in and the SMS opt-in. And then really, once they get to the end of the stage, you go, thank you, go to your inbox. And then this will then open up their, if they click go to inbox, again, it says here on Klaviyo, it's available only for specific email providers. It mostly works on the popular ones, and then keep shopping will close the form. So yeah, to me, this is primed to be a very successful pop-up. Now, all we need to do is make sure our targeting is good. So let's get on to targeting. Now, a lot of these things will be, personal based on the brand in the testing that you do. Always suggest to do testing. So the standard targeting is usually pretty solid. 5 seconds is good. After users scrolled a certain amount, that's fine. If users don't show again, this is good. One thing to test is the timing. I know that for one brand that we work with, 10 seconds is good, and then another brand, 3 seconds is good. So it's good to try that out and see what works. And that can be an A/B test in itself, right? Other targeting, don't show to existing Klaviyo profiles. You can also say show to everybody, depending on if you want other people to maybe see it again, because sometimes this can be a little bit buggy, I've noticed. Like, I remember, say if you have like a shared computer in a home and someone else is using it, sometimes if the same person in the family goes on the website using the same computer, it won't show to them, right? So you can change this to show all visitors if that makes sense for your brand. Don't show on certain URLs. So for example, like checkout is usually a good one, containing carts as well. I think that's it on the top of my head. I know that certain brands, you might have like hidden pages. You might be testing like an A/B test on ads. So if you're doing that, you want to make sure that if you don't want people seeing that the pop-up on that test specifically, maybe it's a different offer you're testing, make sure to include it here. Don't show visitors in certain locations. Again, say for example, if you're a European brand, then you want to make sure that you're not showing in Africa, Asia, maybe North America, South America, and that stuff. Okay. All right. So this is pretty good to start with. One of the other things as well that I will mention is when I show on all devices when the visitor is exiting the page. Now, might want to turn this off. So there's 2 things, okay? So I think start with turn this off when visitor is exiting the page because we're going to create a separate pop-up that will be an exit intent pop-up. So you'll have two pop-ups running at the same time, one that just shows up when they're browsing, right? You can also turn this off. So turn these two off. One pop-up that just shows after a certain time. So let's say 5 seconds, or if you're a bit more conservative, we'll go for 20 seconds. Okay. And then obviously they either say yes or no. And then what you want to do is you want to create an exit intent pop-up, which again doesn't show to existing Klaviyo profiles, so that if they've already entered in this email here, they won't receive it. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. But basically, I think this to start with, this is perfect. You have everything you need. The targeting is good. You have your micro commitments. The only thing you need to do now really is just to brand it and make sure the branding looks good and it fits with the design. Great. Okay, so let me show you now how to create a exit intent pop-up. Okay, so very simple for the exit intent pop-up. What you want to do is you want to duplicate the pop-up that you currently created previously, sorry. And then we want to just change the targeting and behavior. So one thing I've done here is just like kind of an example, right? Is to talk to the customer where they're at in their journey. So an exit intent is essentially someone who's tried to exit the website, but before they do that, this pop-up will show. And so the messaging, the branding, everything can kind of talk to them where they are in their journey. So in this case, but did you see this? Then don't leave your $15 behind. Wait, yes, I want it. Yes, please. Yes, I want it. No, I don't want to save money. Okay. So it's just an idea. Please play with the messaging on the exit intent. Try and make it different, slightly different in your pop-up because they would have seen both. Okay. So this is the first point. And then on the targeting behavior, we want to make sure everything is turned off here and it's only when the visitor is exiting the page. So it's on display when visitor is exiting the page, that's ticked on. And underneath targeting, you want to make sure it doesn't show to existing Klaviyo profiles, just in case someone actually did submit the form beforehand. We don't want to spam them and show them again, right? So very simple. This is your exit intent form, and you want to have this running alongside your main welcome offer pop-up. So just to summarize, this is the end of the video. And if you haven't already known, well, now you know, pop-ups are one of the fastest ways to grow your email list. And now you've got one ready to go live, or at least two in this case. So if you found this helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more Klaviyo walkthroughs. And if you want to get even deeper into this, like seeing exactly how we grew one client from $31,000 to $311,000 in under 12 months, then book a DTC call, growth call with Jordan, and we'll give you an exclusive anti-promo tab code free for the first 20 people, meaning all your emails will land in the primary tab, not the promo tab. Now, go build that list and turn more visitors into customers. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.